All right, welcome to Doozer Shop. Come along with me on a process of, well, it's not a process. I'm just going to use the lathe here. And I'm going to turn some aluminum rims for a friend of mine. And I'll talk about it as I do it. This is kind of a cool job to do on the Colchester 17-inch lathe. Let me set the camera up. Let's see how this goes. You might enjoy some of the machining video, the shots of actual chips being made. So here, let's go. Let me loosen the camera and flip it around and okay. I'm gonna aim this kind of right at the chuck and maybe. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to tighten everything up. All right, let's see. I got the rotary phase converter going. All right, so these are, I don't know if these are 14 or 15-inch rims. All right, kind of good. So I'm pushing it up against, clamp that in there, snug it up, tapping at the old marteau. Making sure it's all alright. Well, let's check it with the indicatorator. Got this, it's an Enco base, and I got a Noga arm and a little brass adaptation. Seems to work pretty well. Alright. I've not had a lot of time using this Colchester. All right. So down is forward. Okay. Okay, we got a lot of run out here. So let's swipe it. No, not on the scale. So that thing, I gotta go. Figure out which way to go here. So I want to come up to lower it, right? So then I'm going to tighten that. Oh yeah. Tighten, and then go back up. And if I loosen it, does the needle go right? No, the needle goes incorrect. So then I go there, tighten. Is that right? God, I don't remember. I'm not even touching it. Okay, don't worry about that clicking. So that's 10. Now what do I do here? If I tighten that, oh yeah, so I tighten that, it gets closer to 10. But loosen that. No, okay, that did nothing. I am way off. So there's that. There's that. If I tighten this, no. So there's 10. We go 180. Loosen that. Let me tighten that. Right. So I got to get some more range on here. Okay. Let's start again. Let's spin the wheel. Okay, so that. We're too far. So that I want to go. If I tighten it, it goes that way. So I'm going to loosen that. I'm not going to win the 4-jaw competition, at least not with this. Okay, we're back on the road. So that's around 9 o'clock. Okay, we're on the road. That's kind of 10 o'clock. It's kind of 9 o'clock. 10 o'clock. Let me get this oil here. All right. All right, we're 9 o'clock. Let me tighten that. 9 o'clock. A little at 10 o'clock. Tighten it. It's real time, folks. Getting down towards 9. There's 10. So, 10, 10, 9, 10, 10, 9, so 10, tighten that, 10, tighten this 10, This chuck key came with my held ID grinder. We're within like a thou. Oh man, we're within a thou. Okay, now, is this fully seated back on the jaws? Close. It's close. It's close. Pretty good. One of my bushings in my power feed, still just tight, it's picking up my power feed lever. Now that I beat on it, that seems high, so that seems a little high. And this one seems just a touch, tawdry high. All right. Spin it. This seems high. Anyhow, I like to tighten that one. I'm within less than a thou. I'm within a half thou. Can you believe that, folks? I'm within half a thou. All right. I really enjoy that. I mean, I could show you, but trust me, it's within half a thou. It's pretty darn accurate for what this is. We're doing still good on the screen. Yeah. So we are. Let me roll you up to there. Now, I played this game once last night, and I got the cross slide and the boring bar set to my final dimension. So I'm going to scratch my final dimension, and I got my number set at 0. I'm going to come up to it. This thing likes a bit of oil to cut the aluminum. This is ATF. Let's see. Always spin this in neutral. You just, man, if you ever got this thing caught up. I'm real close to the gap here. Maybe I'll show you after. Okay, low speed. Well, first I'll go low gear. I'm checking out the rim for any pothole damage. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty nice. Now let me go in a. There's high speed, not back gear. Let's take a cut. Let's power feed this puppy. Well, no. Let me scratch it, then I'll set my depth. So, here we go. So, like I said, that's my final size. I'm just going to scratch it right there. So that's where I got to end up. So that's how much I need to take out, okay? Come back in. Give it the beans, power feed. Alright, got her cut in, power feed. Took a little heavier cut. I'm throwing aluminum all over the shop because I don't have a splash apron on the lathe, on the chip pan. I'll vacuum it up, sweep it up. From the last cut. Trying to ease off some of that tool pressure, you know. Colchester. Okay. All right. Yeah. 40 thousandths left to go, I believe. Kind of hard to measure, so I'm using a snap gauge. That's why they call them snap gauges, because they make that snap sound. I suck at using these. That's too tight. So you kind of dance around, and it centralizes in the bore with the spring pressure, and you cock them off center a little, tighten them up a bit. That's too much. Tighten them a bit, and damn it, no. Tighten them too much, dude. Now that's, no. Not quite, no, that's wrong. I hate these telescope gauges. All right, I'm just off axis a little bit, tighten it, bring it on through. All right. My goal is 0.2770. I got a 0 set on my calipers. It says 39 thousandths to go. And according to the lathe, I got to take 40 thousandths. So that should be close to being right. Let me take two cuts, 20 and 20. This is in radius on this Colchester. So there's 10, it'll give me 20. I don't like the radius dial. The last lathe I had that had a radius crossfeed dial was my darn Atlas 10-inch. Like, what on earth? Why would you do that, Colchester? All right. All right, here we go. 20 thou, and then 20 more. And I'm just measuring it to be safe and to stay in practice. So that's off axis, just a sketch. Swipe it through, compress it, take a reading. This should be 20 thou on my gauge. I'm measuring it off camera. 17.5, 17. I think I've got 2 thou dialed into the for clearance for my gauge. I got a real gauge, plug gauge here. Man, I gotta learn how to use these. Are Lufkins, and I got some Brown Sharps, and I'm forcing myself to use the Lufkins because I think they're a better quality. Let's see, I got 17 last time. Oh God. I got 11 thousandths. No. So you can't be on center. You gotta be off axis. Tighten it. No. You gotta centralize everything, right? So it's centered up and down. You give it some tightness. Oh, God, I hate this thing. I'm way off axis. All right, let me measure it. $19.5. 19. Okay. I'm feeling safe with my next dial increment. 10 thou, which gives me 20, so I'm going to turn it in. Don't know if I like that. Let me go back. Okay. I think I am at my 0. I'm going to lube this up. I'm going to clean the chips off and put more. Sorry. All right, last cut. Then we'll put the plug gauge in. Cross your fingers with me. Last cut. Shape of the insert on the lead in on the back side. I'm just going to run the bar back. Saw how I brought it back in low gear there. So that's my 0 again, so I don't get lost. Alright, so if I go back, I'm at 0. Alright, perfect. So that should be the size. Let me give it a little chamfer on the front. So there we are. Now this is just some stupid fan hub that I did on the other lathe to get my size of the hub on the car. Alright, it's all the way through. Oh, now I got stuck. Alright, so that's the exact size of the hub on the car. I made it from a scrap fan hub. So I know if this goes in, that it'll fit on my friend's car, okay? So that's it. I don't know how much time that took, but it didn't take too awful long. Alright, so let me show you here. Alright, so what I'm working with here is, I mean, this is a 4-jaw. I mean, it's just, come on, man. Neutral, okay. Neutral, now it's safe, okay? What I wanted to show you guys, let me kneel down here. The chuckery. See, this is the gap, right? Ba-boom. I could take the gap out, and I could have easily. You can see how much room I got between the chuck jaw and the bed. And when I was indicating this last night, I got my finger. I just bumped it, and you know, the lathe is in neutral, but boy, it pinched me a bit, you know, right in there. It got me as I was spinning it around. So don't do that. Don't do that. That's it. 25 minutes of farting around with my buddy's wheel on the mighty Colchester lathe. But thanks for coming along. You may fast forward if you want. But that's what I got for you tonight. It's doing a big job on the lathe, doing a car rim. Like I said, I think this is a 14 or 15 inch rim. And it didn't fit, my buddy's putting it on like a Buick station wagon, like a front wheel drive Chevy Celebrity, Buick Oldsmobile, like, you know, early 90s, 4-cylinder, no, maybe it's a V6, I don't know. But he's giving it to his son, the wagon. And these will look really cool over the stock GM Steelies. This will be Fat City for a younger kid in a wagon. If you can be that cool, I suppose. Let me back you up and just show you the apron and my controls. And that's all I was working with there, is the power feeds, and the bottom's the power feed. But I like using this Colchester 17. This is it's a Mack truck of a lathe. It's British, you know, British built, but the motor is awesome, the Brooks Compton motor. It's a quirky little lathe, and I like I said, I went through the whole apron, refixing, remaking the whole power feed, and whatever. But when you put so much work and effort into a lathe, it really feels good to use it. And man, all these controls are positive, man. Everything just shifts nice and clicks the way it needs to click. And you know, I lubed it up, a couple squirts of oil where my new oiling system covers are, and set it off to work. Yeah. So anyways, all right, maybe I'll pop on the other rim, but I'm not going to show you guys that and be done with this this project. So I hope you enjoyed watching me use the big lathe and Doozer shop. So have a great night.